most trustless name in news.
Unless the charts are moving upwards, many people have a hard time finding the bright spots in crypto. And this is especially true in the bear market when everyone is exhausted and beat down. But technology many times is invented and deployed to blockchains in the bear, and it's only going to show its true force once we get to the bull market a couple years later. Well, you know how we do. We research the interwebs and try to find the tech before the bull run. We find it in the bear like no one else can do. We spotted Uniswap, we spotted DeFi, we spotted those damn NFTs. What's next? We'll find out in about 10 minutes because it's time for Chico Crypto. We can't talk about the future of finance without getting a little bit stinky to start this Chico episode off. Robert Kiyosaki, the internet-based finance celebrity that makes their money by grifting from dads, is a big flip-flopper. February of this year, he called for 500K BTC by 2025. But on my birthday, September 25th, he calls for the end of Bitcoin and the US dollar due to Citibank launching a tokenization service, beginning with Citi tokens for instantaneous 24/7 cross-border transactions. Yeah, Citibank did announce this last week, but this isn't bad for BTC. Let me explain why this will be massive for crypto, including Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Because all we have to do is read in between the lines and realize it all has to do with that stanky link. Chainlink, please go to moon. In the Citi press release, they say this about their Citibank tokenization services. Citi Token Services will integrate tokenized deposits and smart contracts into Citi's global network, upgrading core cash management and trade finance capabilities. The private and permissioned blockchain technology used is owned and managed by Citi, and clients will not be required to host a blockchain node to access the service. There is a private blockchain component and a permissioned blockchain component used. Permissioned, aka as in a permission form of another blockchain. I wonder what blockchain they have adapted to their liking. I bet you it's Ethereum. Why? Well, because Citibank has already been working with a permission form of Ethereum since 2020 in collaboration with Goldman Sachs. So Citibank will have a private blockchain and a permissioned blockchain, most likely tooled to connect to Ethereum. I wonder who's enabling this tokenization and crossing of value to other bank chains in Ethereum. Nazarov is bullish. You know it's that stinky link. You can't forget, just last month, August 31st, SWIFT, the interbank messaging system, announced they were working with Chainlink and 12 other financial institutions for tokenization services. The article states, working with more than a dozen major financial institutions and market infrastructures and Chainlink, a leading Web3 services platform, SWIFT has successfully demonstrated that it can provide a single point of access to multiple networks using existing secure infrastructure. SWIFT collaborated with the Australia and New Zealand banking group, BNP Paribas, BNY Mellon, Citi, Clearstream, Euroclear, Lloyds Banking Group, Sixth Digital Exchange, and the DTCC, the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation. Chainlink was used as an enterprise abstraction layer to securely connect the SWIFT network to the Ethereum Sepola network. This is an ETH testnet, while Chainlink's cross-chain interoperability protocol enabled complete interoperability between the source and destination blockchains. Citibank through SWIFT first announced they were testing tokenization services with Chainlink. Then just a few weeks later, they announced Citi Tokenization Services. They must be confident in the tests that were performed with SWIFT and Chainlink. And we're going to see the fruits of this labor live and very soon. Remember, Citibank is calling their product Citi Token Services. Let's just hear what Sergey, founder of Chainlink, had to say about Chainlink.
So the way that you could view Chainlink networks is like services, decentralized services.
Also remember, Citibank announced they launched their own private blockchain, a bank chain. Let's listen to Sergey speak again.
What we're seeing now is that both the security of CCIP and the risk management of CCIP is valuable and useful to both public chain DeFi and private bank chains, which also see the large value in this security. And the organizations we're working with there are very security sensitive because many of them settle amounts of value in the quadrillions.
So obviously this is big for both Chainlink and Ethereum, but also ENS, because Chainlink is using ENS, Ethereum name service, for their data feeds. They announced this in 2022 and said, Chainlink has chosen to use ENS to act as a source of truth for data feed addresses. ENS eliminates the need to use long addresses and helps ensure interaction occurs with the correct blockchain address. Now you guys, I talked about this being big for Bitcoin. How is this going to be big for BTC? Well, many of you guys know my thoughts on the future of finance. Ethereum is going to become the global financial settlement layer. Different L1 blockchains will connect to it, like we see is the case today. All popular L1s have bridges back to ETH, as this is where the DeFi liquidity is. You can go gamble on Solana DeFi and make some big money, but if you want to cash that money out, you better connect back to ETH. This is going to be the case in the far future, but also we're going to see bank chains connecting to ETH through Chainlink CCIP, making it that much easier to go into the world of Ethereum liquidity. But Bitcoin is digital gold. It's gold 2.0, and many countries are going to want a piece of this new gold. And eventually, I can see this digital gold backing countries' CBDCs. Marian Labor, a senior economist and market strategist at Deutsche Bank, has said she could see Bitcoin becoming the 21st century's digital gold.
History shows that humans had always a strong willingness to store their money in an asset which is different from the day-to-day working arrangements of governments and authorities. And until recently, gold has been this primary asset. So I could envision Bitcoin to be a kind of digital gold where people can store their value as well.
We are seeing the beginning of this transition too. Some countries are launching CBDCs backed by gold. It's only a matter of time before they transition to gold 2.0, Bitcoin backing their currencies. It's literal destiny. Eventually, I'd say in 10 to 20 years, countries will trade gold, aka Bitcoin, between each other using the L1 Bitcoin blockchain. I'm talking deals in the hundreds of billions to trillions, as they can afford the high transaction fees. But consumers, aka retail and investment firms, will be using digital gold on Ethereum, the global financial settlement layer, where cheap settlement will happen. Bitcoin will have a higher security with proof of work. That's why the countries will use it, and large transactions will happen, but smaller transactions, $1 to 100 million, will happen on Ethereum. This is already happening with WBTC, or Wrapped Bitcoin on Ethereum, bridging Bitcoin into the ERC20 standard. As we can see, already 162,000 BTC have been sent over to the Ethereum chain by crypto projects, VCs, and retail investors so they can earn DeFi yield on their BTC. Guess who is a key component in keeping WBTC honest with their BTC reserves? None other than that stinky link.
For Wrapped Bitcoin and soon for other assets, what an Oracle network is able to do, it's able to prove that an asset is actually somewhere and it's actually in a certain state. So for Wrapped Bitcoin, what our proof of reserve approach does is prove that there is actually Bitcoin locked up within the Bitcoin chain for every WBTC that's in existence somewhere else. And that creates a greater level of assurance that the WBTC is truly about a real Bitcoin and increases its adoption in various DeFi protocols and various kind of products as a form of collateral.
So what's a good strategy, a safe strategy to be set for the future of finance? Buy some Bitcoin to have a piece of the world's next gold. Buy some Ethereum to have a piece of the future of financial settlement layer. And finally, get some Chainlink because this is the key to allowing digital gold, a settlement layer, and beyond to function together in a seamless way. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Even if I don't reply, I'm always reading them. Cheers, viewers. I'll see you next time.
The most trustless name in